Yep. Welcome back to another edition of the Cruising Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Cruz, and today is December 25th on the East Coast. So, Merry Christmas to the East Coast and also to the Central Time Zone, but also Merry Christmas Eve to the Mountain and the Western or what Pacific time zones. It's still Christmas Eve for you bitches. Ah! Woo! Yeah, what Merry Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas to all and also happy holidays to all. For sure. Hopefully you guys are having a beautiful, beautiful day. Hopefully you're sitting around with your family with some hot chocolate and watching some great movies because this is a great time of the year to have amazing movies and good family talk and reminiscing on the good days from past, and then also the good days in the present. Woo! And then future good days. So, but with that, I would like to say where you can find the Cruising Podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and anywhere you can find podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruising Podcast. Also, where you can find latest updates to the show is on Instagram at Cruising Podcast, also on Twitter at Nicetown Finance. We are close. We are here. I don't count it as being Christmas until like after 8 a.m. So I don't really care. If you have a problem with this going on, still 25 days of Christmas is doing big things. I did not have a podcast last night, mostly because I was tired. It's not allowed to rain around me because when it rains, I sleep a lot. And then also I have my back starts to kill me and I have to do some things to make sure that my back is feeling right. So it's been harder and harder to sleep. Let's just be real because motherfuckers working the shit out your boy. But it is what it is. All is what it is. We got to do what we got to do for the time being until we take this podcast and send it to the moon, baby. But um, hopefully you guys love. I mean, listen, it's gonna be probably a mighty short episode and it won't be the longest of the episodes, but I want to give you guys some Christmas episodes. And I'm talking about TV show episodes. Yeah. Let me tell y'all something. Brooklyn Nine-Nine has some of the greatest Christmas episodes of all time. Even their cold opens from where Jake and fuck man, what the fuck is his name? Charles. Jake and Charles fight Santas and arrest them. And then also one where I think he's arresting Doug Judy. Jake arrests Doug Judy and he's burning down somehow burns down a Christmas tree like little selling place. And he's like, oh yeah, like, and then it looks very bad because kids are looking and crying, and Jake is like, oh yeah, that's not good. But yeah, man, Jake, I think Brooklyn Nine-Nine has some of the greatest Christmas episodes of all time. I love this show. I know Captain Holt, aka Andre Braugher, died and passed away recently, and it's not like recency type stuff. Like literally, I love this show. I used to watch this show every single night before I went to sleep. So it's just like I know those Christmas episodes and they were fun. The Halloween episodes, of course, were the best ones, especially the Halloween heist. I think they had a Christmas heist, if I remember correctly. But I might be wrong. Probably wrong. Who knows? But yeah, man, definitely check out Brooklyn Nine-Nine's, especially their cold opens. The cold opens are the best. Let's just be real. Like the rest of the show was amazing, but the cold opens took it to a different level. It made the show to a different level of funny, and the ensemble cast and all the rest of that, man, it's beautiful, man. I really miss being able to just fall asleep watching that show, man. Good old days. All right, next, I'm gonna say American Dad has some of the greatest. I know I said Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but I would say American Dad has the best Christmas episodes I've ever watched ever. The fact that almost like for like a good 5 to 6 seasons, they every episode was them fighting Santa Claus. You know how Santa Claus was supposed to be giving out presents. So actually, Santa Claus was an evil person, and they actually made Krampus into a non-evil person, actually into a hero in some cases. And and for the dad to become I'm sorry, this is spoiling you. This show's been out for like literally 20 years. They had a Krampus episode, which the dad turns into Krampus, and actually, I think he still is Krampus to this day. And man, the wars that they had, like there was like one where they were fighting on the side of a mountain or somebody like on a mountain man's house, and they were just straight like had a straight up war. Like they were showing them do like double taps on elves. Like this is just the show is was violent as hell. When and it, like I feel like this is probably why Violent Night was able to be as successful as it was, because you see Santa in a different light. Like Santa is over here killing people, and it's not even like it. Oh my gosh, I love the show. I truthfully love American Dad, but their Christmas episodes. I think they even had a Hanukkah episode slash Christmas episode, which was even wow. I think like what was it? I think Roger became Jewish or something like that. Like the yeah, that episode. I think that was a Hanukkah slash Christmas episode, which was the show is amazing. But the Christmas episode is probably their best episode, to tell you the truth, and probably the funniest. If we're being honest. Um, and then also, I would like to say this: Always Sunny in Philadelphia had the one Christmas episode, the one Christmas special. They actually had this like so you go and buy like blah, blah, blah. You go and buy box sets of DVDs. This episode, I think, is a very sunny Christmas. Yeah, because a very special I don't something like that. It was a very sunny Christmas, something like that, where they're really like reliving like Christmas past, where Mac finds out his family was robbing people's houses. And his dad and mom were robbing people, and he thought that their Christmas. He thought that they were taking presents from the other families. Like they were like I forgot how it went. It was the dumbest fucking concept, and he believed it at like his mid 30s. Oh my gosh! And then Charlie's mom used to get Charlie's mom used to get like let's just say Charlie's mom was very promiscuous, and Santa and his elves would come to his house every Christmas in a form of a train situation. And yeah, Charlie actually bites Santa's nose off at a mall, Santa's nose off, and asks him, "He fuck my mom? Did you fuck my mom?" Oh my gosh, I forgot how fucked up this episode was. And then Dennis and D, their dad would okay. So sorry, this isn't really look. The show this has been out forever. I'm sorry, but Dennis and D dad used to buy all the presents that they wanted, and really gift it to himself. Like it'd be like say, all right, so give for instance, you want like a PlayStation 5. You know what I mean? You ask your mom for PlayStation 5, stuff like that. Your mom goes and buys a PlayStation 5, figure out how to get it. All right, I got a PlayStation 5. But she's the only one that can use it. This is what Mac and Dennis's dad did to them. Shit. The dude went and bought a Lamborghini and like a very expensive purse, and was eating cheese balls out of the expensive purse. It was driving around in a Countach. I don't know if that's a Lambo or not. I don't care. It was a beautiful car, and he was driving it recklessly. Yo, if y'all haven't watched this show, man, oh my gosh, this show. I love Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like I like okay, so one little quick hitter, real quick. What I like about Always Sunny is that they gave those the original four, they gave them a whole season to themselves before they brought Danny DeVito in, which was smart to me because now you get used to the characters and you're used to people that you've never seen on TV before. Like all four of them, I think that had to be like one of their first one or two roles. And I think that was by far the smartest thing. Like they bring you in by telling you, hey man, so Danny DeVito's part of the show. Like they literally tell you in the beginning, he's part of this show, but not part of this show. Not the first season for sure. And you're just like, when's he coming in? And but these people right here are funny as shit and they're horrible. But when but they keep you in suspense about his character. I really, really like that concept. That was smart. Danny DeVito at that time, it's Danny DeVito. He starred in Twins. He was Penguin. You can't go wrong with Danny DeVito. Like it was just that was smart. I just have to say. What else? Matilda. Matilda. That right there is that's classic. But yeah, man, I just wanted to give you guys a few episodes, a few like TV episodes that are TV like shows that you should watch. Also on HBO, no, well, Max, the Max app. I know I'm trying on the Max app. You can actually watch a Yule log on about Rick and Morty. Sorry, you see Rick and Morty like sitting in front of like sitting in front of a fireplace, and in the top and on top of the fireplace or the mantle, of course, you would see like they're playing interdimensional cable. The first like it's really the first like episodes, and it's like it's like each channel is playing back, and like you it would just be playing the whole time, and it's just the crackling of the fireplace and things like that. I think that should be something that shows like that should do year round. That's a pretty cool concept. Like, all right, well, we have a show, we have TV within a TV. Here you go, our like greatest moments, but don't even play the sound to the greatest moments. Just play the great moments on top of the TV, and just have the crackling of a fireplace. I think that's pretty sweet. I think that was smart. That was a very smart idea. And I didn't know it's been around for a couple years, but for a show like that to just like the chaos of it, like the show is just chaotic on its own. It's a very chaotic show, but for the peace that this show like that shows, for them to just sit down and just like they look like they're just relaxing. Like Rick looks like he just got done drinking some spiked eggnog, and he's just sitting there like, fuck, just play whatever show you want. And it's just, and Morty's just sitting there with the remote, just chilling, doing the whole thing. And I was just like, this is cool. This is it actually gives you a relaxed feeling because, like I said, the show is chaotic in its own. There is really no rest in the show, and this is like the first time you really kind of see them like rest and sitting down and just chilling. And I enjoy that. I like that very much. That's actually a pretty cool concept that they did for Rick and Morty. I was like, this is pretty awesome. I'm excited. I cannot wait to watch even more Rick and Morty in my lifetime. So today was a pretty short episode today. I'm very excited about Christmas. I love Christmas. You guys don't understand. Nobody's going to take my Christmas chair away from me. And I'm also pretty excited about New Year's because I don't know why. I really don't know. I've really never. The only time I've ever went out on New Year's is with one of my great friends, Gilla. Me and him was like we all went out to like I forgot this fucking bar's name, but we went there. I was very drunk. And they passed around champagne at midnight. And I was like, yes, I danced the night away with great drinks. I think actually, no. Actually, that's the night right before my black ass got an ulcer. So, that's cool too. Learn, live and learn. But yeah, that's where we're at with that one. So I can't wait for Christmas, man. I mean, I have family coming in, which is very exciting. Last week, like I told you guys, man, my cousin got married. My nephew had his birthday. One of my favorite coworkers slash friends, his birthday just happened on Saturday, so happy birthday to him. And then yeah, man, it's what it is, man. I'm at a point now where like this is about to take an upward swing. I'm telling you guys right now, you better get on the train. The train is going to leave the station, and you can still board the train, but you're going to be running on that motherfucker. Just let you know. for my Christmas gift to the podcast world, I would like to tell you guys that I love you all. Seriously. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast, man. All the support that everybody's been listening. I mean, I did my first live show at Common Palooza this year, and that was very, very exciting. But that's going to be like a New Year's type deal. We're not going to do all that right now. But really, it's a huge thank you for sure for taking your time out, especially during this time, and just sit back and relaxing, man. Hopefully, this is a relaxing thing to listen to because it's just that's what I'm here for, man. I want to make sure you guys enjoy your life, enjoy your time. Say yes, yes. And so there will be a Christmas Day episode. There ain't no breaks here, baby. We do no breaks, but we will be taking like a day break, and then Wednesday we'll probably have another show. But um, yeah, I'm so there will be a Christmas episode tomorrow for sure. Because it wouldn't be 25 days of Christmas without having an actual Christmas episode. Probably gonna be talking about Christmas Day games, like the NFL, NBA happening all on the same day, which is fucking weird. That's weird. I'm sorry, hold on. The NBA and NFL should never do this. I feel like Christmas Day games, and me and my brother was talking about this, and I feel like this is true. There isn't any NBA games that play on Thanksgiving at all. It's an NFL thing to do. I feel like Christmas Day, that should have been just an NBA type scheduling type deal that you should that it just doesn't even seem right. Why would you do that? Like that bothers me a lot. It actually does bother me a lot to like there's a lot of NFL going on. And of course the Sixers and the Eagles are playing on the same day. And I want to say they're playing around the same time. Of course, Joel Embiid's not playing in the game tomorrow, but that's fine. We're cool. We still got Maxi. We still got Tobias. You know what I'm saying? Rest your ankle, big man. We need you for the playoff run, brother. So yeah, man, I'm very excited. Hopefully Eagles. And it's, of course, it's Eagles versus Giants. And the biggest fumble of all time for the NFL period is to not have the Eagles wear the Kelly Greens and the Giants wear the red jerseys. Those sweet ass red jerseys they got. Why what are we doing here? Like, why are we fumbling bags right now? Like this is stupid. That was dumb. This is one of the biggest rivalries in the game, and you don't have them wearing green and red for like to symbolize Christmas. What is wrong with you, NFL? Do you not like the holiday? Do you not want to be bigger? Like, goodness gracious, this would have been big. That would have been huge. You know what I'm saying? Seeing a bunch of green and red running around. Fuck is wrong with y'all? No, I'm joking. But no, seriously, I don't understand how there are NFL games that day. Like the Chiefs in Las Vegas are playing at 1 o'clock here. I think it's no 1 o'clock Eastern time zone, 12 o'clock here. Don't understand that. The Eagles versus Giants is at 3:30, and then the nightcap. I completely forgot who the nightcap is. I don't even think it matters. Oh, yes, it does. It's the Niners versus Baltimore. I mean, like, that's a cool game and all. I hope Baltimore wins and hopefully the Eagles win and somehow we get to that number one seed because still don't think anybody want to come to Philly in January. I don't think y'all want to do. I don't think people want to do that. I really don't. Just put it out there. Hold on, I want to make sure. All right, let's see the NBA games for tomorrow. Since we're doing it now, let's just do it now. Fuck it, because it's just not. Let's lengthen up this episode a little bit. Hold on. What am I looking for? Christmas Day games. Yeah. Christmas games 2023. You know who plays every year, right? The Lakers. Lakers play every year. I feel bad for the Lakers. I hated it for Kobe. I wish Kobe got like a day off. That joint would have been great. All right, so at 12 Eastern, aka 11 Central, which is my time zone, we got the Bucks versus Knicks. Possible blowout. Okay. Um, at 2:30 Eastern time, and then 1:30 our my time. It's the Warriors versus the Denver Nuggets. That's a pretty good game. That's actually a very good game. Actually, I'm pretty excited about that. And then we get a renewal of one of the oldest rivalries in the NBA history, probably the best and oldest rivalry. As much as I love the Sixers, this is probably the best rivalry in the NBA forever. And that's the Celtics versus the Lakers playing at 5 o'clock Eastern and 4 o'clock Central. LeBron, of course, playing again on Christmas. He probably hates it with every fiber in his being. Like him, I think there's been a couple players that played every Christmas of their career. I think it's LeBron, and I think it's Kobe. I think there was are the only two that probably played their whole entire career. Like every year, their teams are always listed. Like LeBron played for the Heat and he played for Cleveland. I think they all played on Christmas Day at some point. Like almost every year. Maybe not maybe not his rookie year, but certainly like maybe his third or fourth year. He's definitely played Christmas Day at least. I mean, I think he played Christmas Day almost every time. Okay, and then at 8 or 7 Central, which is good. That's pretty late. It's later than the Eagles game. Appreciate it. We got the Sixers versus the Heat. I don't know if that's renewing anything, but actually a very good game, especially without Joe playing. It might actually, be close. No, I'm joking. It won't be close. We won't whoop their ass, hopefully. But also at 10:30 Eastern slash 9:30 Central, we got the Dallas Mavericks versus the Phoenix Suns. I think this is actually like one we thought at one point this was going to be like a budding rivalry, but like the Mavericks aren't really that good. And then the Suns are good. They put together a big three with no point guard. But the best one-on-one matchup or best like individual matchups, it has to be Luca versus Devin Booker because they always talking shit to each other. And this would definitely I really don't see them not doing that again. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean the Christmas Day games are pretty good. I mean, I would have to say those are not bad games. Now, there's really not a bad game out of the bunch, to tell you the truth. I think every team there's a lot of parity in this scheduling. A lot of teams are very close in rankings right now, except for like of course, Boston and Lakers are in two different conferences, but still, the Knicks and Milwaukee. I think that might be the only dog wash game that might happen. That there has great potential of dog wash. But other than that, I think every other game is pretty tightly contested. That's a pretty good schedule for Christmas Day. Like normally they do a very good job with Christmas Day, but like this time around they did a fantastic job. Like this has some playoff implication at some point. Yeah, and you know what? I like also what my brother said too. Just put it out there. My brother Rob. He said that which I completely agree. I think that the tournament games, this is when it should have ended, was Christmas Day. Not on some random December day. I think Christmas Day would have definitely been a very good time to like do the end season, like finish off the end season tournament. Like that would have been cool. It's good. Like, hell, man, you get to play on like one of the biggest rating days for the NBA, but probably won't be this year because the NFL is playing too. So that's where we are. Sorry. With that, that is the show for today. So I would like to say I love all of you. Hopefully everybody's having a Merry Christmas so far. If you are listening to this on Christmas, Merry Christmas. If you're listening to it after, you're a hater. No, Merry Christmas to you also. But also, I would like to say I love all you guys. Don't where you can find the Cruising Podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and anywhere else you can find podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruising Podcast. Also, where you find latest updates to the show is on Instagram at Cruising Podcast, also on Twitter at Nice Sound Finance. And please, please, please leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That would be awesome. 5 stars would be great. I'm not going to argue with you. And then also let me know how you're doing on Spotify, man. We leave a question there. And let me know how you're doing, especially on this holiday, man. I know this can be also the season of loneliness. So I'm here if you need anything, if you want to talk, here we are. So with that, I'd like to say I love all of you. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.